will be starting really soon, so sit on tight and we are on for a wild ride with another interview with voice actors and voice actresses. Woo! Okay, let's begin. Hello, everybody. I am so excited about this interview because we are interviewing the one and only Kenny James. Hello, Kenny.
Hiya. How's it going?
It's going good. You know, the weather here in the East Coast is pretty weird. First it's hot and then it just gets cold. So yeah.
Yeah, we're just stormy.
Oh my goodness, are you okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Seems like the really weird stuff goes above or below Denton, which is where I am. So all of the tornadoes and things have been happening south of us. So
Oh my, tornadoes are really scary. The weather is crazy. Absolutely, Justina. Well, everybody who's coming in the chat, we have Kenny James, who is the voice of Bowser in our well-loved Mario games. And he doesn't have to list them. I could list them myself.
I couldn't list them. I don't even know how many credits I have. I think it's over 50 though. I'm not real sure.
Well, this list is smaller than I thought it would be, but it starts with Mario Strikers in 2005, but I definitely think you started before that. Did you?
Well, we recorded that before the game released, but that was the first game that I have my voice on. So
Oh, okay. So
all the way
Super
back
Mario Strikers, then
yeah, on
Super Mario
the
Galaxy.
on the GameCube.
On the GameCube. I love the GameCube. Everyone says that the Switch is portable. GameCube was portable. Let me tell you, with that little handle.
It was really small.
Yeah. And then you could bring it with like your family parties. I used to bring my GameCube to my family parties. I get bored a lot. The only thing about it is that it doesn't have its own screen like the Switch does, but plug it in the TV, good to go.
Yeah.
Then you were in Super Mario Galaxy.
And beyond. It just goes on from there.
Yes. Rayman Raving Rabbit.
There are so many Mario-involved titles that have come out in the last almost 19 years, because when you look at that, it's like 2005 was the release of my first title. So it's been going on for at least 18 years. I haven't done the math on it.
Yeah, you're also in the Paper Mario Sticker Star.
Sure. Everything except Smash, sweetie. I told you, everything except Smash.
Hey, nobody knows that except me, so it's good that you're telling them.
Yeah. And for all of you who are disappointed, about, oh, he's not on Smash, it's like, no, that producer uses animal sounds and he likes it that way.
That's so interesting. I'm actually playing Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle down on TikTok. So I definitely probably need to invite you to a stream over there when I'm playing the game.
You know, there have been times where I've been just bored and I would pop onto Twitch or YouTube and just search for live streams of people playing Mario games. And I'll just pop into the chat.
Just to see
And
reactions?
yeah, everybody's like, "Nuh-uh." And I'm like, "No, it's really me." And they're like, "Prove it." And I go, "How do you want me to prove it?"
Go to my Discord and say a
Well,
Bowser growl.
yeah, they would do that, or they would be like, "Well, post something on your Twitter right now," you know, and all right. So I'd go in there and go, "Yeah, it's really me." And they go, "Holy shit, it's really you."
That's so cool. I think it's really cool when I get so, and it's so cliche, but I get so excited of either a voice actor, developer, animator, anything who comes in from just making a game that I enjoy playing, comes in the chat just to see who's playing their game or just to say hello and interact with the gamers. I think that's beautiful.
I haven't done it for a while, but I have been known to do that from time to time.
Well, come on
Uh,
TikTok to see me play Mario Rabbids. I don't play many Nintendo games over here. Like I was saying before, I play a lot of indie games over here on the Twitch side. Because I deal with indie developers all the time. But on the TikTok side, I've been playing a lot of Nintendo titles. Oh, so we got the chat rolling in. We have Justina.
okay.
We have Omar. Omar is a huge Bowser fan, by the way. So can't wait to hear his questions. Toothless is here as well. So yeah, we got some people. They're strolling by. I announced it on my Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So we'll see how it goes.
I gotta. I'm sitting here looking at my phone. I'm still listening, but I gotta ask my wife to bring in my little portable fan because it's hot in here, and this room does not have a ceiling fan.
Up, I have Savantes here, another Bowser fan. So yeah, this is Bowser. Well, it's Kenny James, but he plays Bowser in the Mario games, starting with Mario Strikers. Now, I'll tell you the truth, I never played Mario Strikers because sports games, I'm not a fan of sports games. That's a soccer game,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, it's a soccer game.
Yeah,
There really wasn't that much Bowser in it either, but
yeah,
eh.
yeah. But you're in Mario Odyssey. I love Mario Odyssey. I think that was such a cute
I
concept.
I still haven't finished Odyssey. I think I'm on the next to the last world, but
Oh, so fun.
I have a the Switch is so small and it's sort of out of my way. Thank you. My wife brought me my biggest fan.
Wife
So
is the MVP. Thank
uh,
you, wife.
I was playing Odyssey, and if I put it down for a while, what happens is the Switch is small and it's inside a the cabinet underneath the TV. And so out of sight, out of mind, I don't really think about it much. Whereas, above that is the massive PS5, and my PS4 Pro, and TV. So I have a I have a tendency to forget that it exists sometimes,
I want to
but
say this so badly, but I'm gonna be nice. I was gonna be calling you traitor, but yeah. Anyway,
I gotta get this thing. I'm afraid this thing's gonna make a bunch of noise, but
let me. I
I have,
like I said, your
I have my
microphone.
I have my Duke Nukem
Ooh,
mouse pad that's autographed by John St. John.
wow, that's pretty
Uh,
cool.
so I'm gonna put the mouse pad up here to isolate this fan so that hopefully you won't be able to hear it.
I don't think I'm gonna hear it because remember when you growled, I barely heard it. So I think you're good. Let me see.
If
It's
you don't
very,
hear it,
it's very faint. It's fine.
yeah, it's I'll just do it. It's just giving me a little tiny breeze
You need that breeze. It's
because,
hot.
well, yeah, there's unless the air conditioning is on in this room, one of the few rooms in North Texas that doesn't have a ceiling fan, and it happens to be my home studio. So, all right.
Toothless. I will answer that question. The answer is no. He did not see the movie, and in his words, He doesn't care. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
say it for him.
I
I
haven't I haven't seen it. We can get this knocked out of the way right away.
okay.
No, I haven't seen it. Will I ever see it? Sure, probably. But I don't like movie theaters.
Mm, that makes
Um,
sense.
I'm not fond of movie theaters at all, unless it's a Star Wars or a Star Trek film. Then I might go to the movie theater. But um, generally, I don't like to go to the movies. I 3 months later, it'll either be streaming
Mm-hmm.
or
Straight to
on
DVD.
Blu-ray. So that's kind of the way I go. My wife's like all the time going, "We should go see this movie," and I'm like, I don't want to.
And then
Yeah.
the thing is, the tickets itself is not the expensive thing; it's the food, and you get hungry when you sit there for hours.
Well, and she tries to. Okay, well, she tries to get me to go because you have those fancy schmancy theaters where you can sit down and you have a table and you can order food, have a glass of wine while you're watching your movie, and you got a pizza or something, and it's like that might be kind of cool. But it's the plastic rattling, coughing, rude people that just made it so I never wanted to go to the movies again.
Ryan babies.
But I will eventually see it. And before somebody else asks, and you may already have somebody asking, uh, what do I think of Jack Black in it?
No one asked that yet, but go ahead.
I think he did a good job.
Yeah, you did.
But it's not me,
No, it's
you
not
know.
you.
And I have a lot of theater and band experience. So if they wanted somebody who could be Bowser and sing, could have been me. I've done it before. But yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't hear a cameo in the movie. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I was really hoping for at least that, but oh well.
like the
It's
Mario
like,
voice actor. Yeah, we were having this conversation. I used to hate theaters, but the local ones has large reclining seats in space.
yeah.
Someone in the chat says, "Have you heard Peaches?"
Only little bits of it. Um, because I think it's ridiculous. So, I'm not I can't judge it yet because I've only heard little bits of it, but
Trust me, if you're on TikTok and that's all I see on my For You page. So yeah.
yeah,
Ooh.
and I'm sure Jack will probably triple his money just from that video that he made. So,
Toothless Acting, what's your favorite Mario game?
oh, I'm still so very fond of Galaxy, the first Galaxy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought that was a great game. Um, as far as voice work goes, I'm probably more partial to 3D World because of Meowser.
Oh, Meowser. Okay, Meowser's cool.
Meowser, yeah, that when that came up, I turned page on the script. Now we're using iPads for a script, but at the time I had a paper script and turned the page on the script, and in quotations at the top, it said Meowser. And I just laughed. I went, that's hilarious. What does it mean? you know, and they're on the other side of the glass and they go, oh, it's a power up. It's going to be these cat power up. There'll be a cat Bowser, cat Mario, cat Peach. And I was like, what do you want him to sound like? And dude looked at me through the glass and went, we don't know.
Oh no.
So I was all like, all right, I can do some of that voice actor stuff. I can do that. Well, I knew that it couldn't be like one of my dear friends here, Tortuga.
Oh, how cute.
This was from I was in a production of Peter and the Starcatcher, and this was the ship's cat that was on a stiff thing so it could fly because it got into some dust and so it could fly. Um, but I decided to name her Tortuga and had a tag made. and got to keep it. But anyway,
Tortuga.
yeah, it couldn't be. I knew that Meowser couldn't be like, meow. That's too small. So I thought bigger, like, meow. And
Okay.
but it also had to be Bowsery. So
Meow.
I started going like,
Noise canceling.
yeah.
Oh, I wish we could
Well,
hear it fully.
well, what if let me see if I crank my gain down some.
Nope.
Well, it's not, I'll tell you what, it's not my Apollo twin because I scream in auditions on this thing and I don't have a problem with that.
It's the
So
Google Meets. It has noise
yeah.
canceling features. That's why.
But that's fine. But after doing that for about 2 hours, 2 to 2.5, I could taste blood.
Ooh.
And I was all like, all right, I hope we're done, you know.
Goodness.
So I'm very proud of Meowser, the way it turned out. And the internet says, all you internet people out there, and I see you, they they've come up with this idea that I lost my voice after that. And it's like, no, because I think it was 2.5 days. I want to say 2 to 3 days after that recording session, I was on stage in a community theater singing in a production of Evita. So, no, I didn't lose my voice.
I bet, but like straining your voice and you say you taste your blood, that just made me jump a little bit because it means that were you hurting your voice or like did you use the side of
I
like your diaphragm mostly?
Yeah, I really think it was more of my throat, not my vocal cords.
Okay.
Um, yeah, being able to pull off Bowser is like,
Okay, I heard that barely the boar.
and I don't know how I do it. I just know that it works. Um,
Oh, okay. I heard the laugh.
I don't know how, that my normal speaking voice sounds like just a regular guy, and then I don't get it.
All right. We have another question.
Sure.
What is your favorite anime?
Mm. Um, I think still I don't I don't watch a ton of it, but probably Attack on Titan. Um, that's a good horror anime, and the story was really bizarre, and I got to be in it. So,
Awesome.
uh,
Yes. You want to talk about that
and
experience of being in that anime?
just in case you guys don't know, episode 80 in season 4, I was King Fritz. So, and this one is autographed, but yeah, it was King Fritz. That was a very pivotal episode. It was a flashback. It was super weird, super creepy, and I loved it. Every second of it. The only other episode I was in, I was additional voices, which is my best known anime credit, so far. You know, I've done tons of additional voices for shows that I can't even remember. Uh, I barely remember doing episodes of Black Clover uh, because they just really didn't mean anything. When you're just like man to F or whatever, you're like, whatever. So I didn't really keep track of them, but I love Attack on Titan. I really like One Piece, but I'm just not able to watch it enough to even pretend to catch up.
But
I mean, that show is over 1,000 episodes now, even in the dubs.
you
So,
are in One Piece. Can you tell us
oh
who you are and show us?
yeah, lots of One Piece. Guy, in the Dressrosa arc, I was the Spartan at the beginning of the tournament, one of the first people that Luffy takes out. and it wasn't even part of the tournament. It was in the underworld, and he takes this big giant Spartan guy and spins him around. And if they've seen it, they know. Uh, Also, in that arc, I was one of those little bug people that I can't remember what they're called, and my character even had a name, but I can't remember for the life of me what it
Let me
was.
Google it. I can
Uh,
find it real quick.
and then in the Zoe arc, I became Dr. Miyagi, and right now in a new arc, I'm still recording Miyagi. He came back. So I was all like, wait, Miyagi's coming back? And they're like, oh, yeah, there's a whole bunch more. And I was like, get out of here. That's what I was supposed to record today, but the weather was so threatening that I just decided to reschedule the recording session. So I'm going to be doing that Monday instead of today. But
Did the bugs talk or anything?
the bug, oh yeah, they sounded mostly like kind of like a munchkin. At least mine did, and I can't remember what they're called. Somebody out there knows because they know One Piece.
I
Even though,
found Dendemushi, Bachi.
why can't I remember what that guy's name was? Yeah, you think I would write all this stuff down and keep it in a file, but nah. It's yeah, I don't know why I don't, but I don't. Let's see, tiny characters.
It says
One.
Homonichi Nishimura is the Japanese voice, and then you're the English voice of Miyagi. What does it say about the bug?
Well, they're dwarves. They're Tontata tribe, fluffy tails, dwarfs. Somewhere in all these dusty law books, uh, actually, it might be on my IMDb, or no, maybe it was. Now I can't remember. Eh, I don't know.
Someone says, "Do you need a helper? I'm applying a butler position."
I'm telling you, man. What I need is I need a
A social media manager.
I need a manager. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, see, there's some of them.
Oh,
Uh,
let me see.
let's see. That's Wicca. She's from the Tontata Kingdom, but they don't. Why don't they have a picture of mine? But anyway, they were the small people in Dressrosa. Satorba drives, drives dwarves. Usopp was exploring and found these guys. Let's see. Anyway, they're these little.
Oh, they're so cute.
No, the,
Oh, I see it. Yes. Don't put it too close. It'll lose focus.
yeah. But
They're
my
cute.
character actually had a name, and I cannot, for the life of me, remember what his name was.
Well, you have my email. Whenever you remember, you can email it to me and I'll mention it in
You
chat.
said you said you just wanted to chit chat. This is what we're doing right now.
Yeah, this is what I want. I want chit chatting. It's all good. It's all good. The chat's chatting with you too. We're gonna go back to a Mario question. They said if you could voice any other characters in Mario, who would you choose?
Oh man. I don't know if I would want anybody else.
Yeah,
Um,
you're just destined
they-
to be Bowser.
yeah, because I'm my voice fits Bowser so well that I don't know. I can do certainly I could do the Mario voice, or I could probably do Luigi, or but they're not my thing. Um, and I just don't think I have the chops to be Yoshi, even though Yoshi is like my second favorite character.
Oh, I think Yoshi's adorable.
Uh, yeah, and Yoshi is one of the characters that's actually voiced by somebody in Japan.
No way.
Yeah, from what I understand. The rest of
Wow.
us, almost all of the characters are Americans. Um, Myself, Charles Martinet, he's half the characters just by, through one guy.
Yeah.
Sam Kelly, she's Peach and Toad. Um, I just met the actress that's Bowser Jr., and for the life of me, I can't remember her name. I should do research before I do these things.
It's all good.
But
I do research for the easy stuff, and then you do research for the hard stuff.
I just dropped my coaster.
I'm curious
Somebody,
about the lore though between Bowser Jr. and Bowser. Who is the mother?
I don't know. Somebody asked me that this last weekend at a panel. They're like, "Who's Bowser Jr.'s mother?" And I was like, "I don't know." I've tried to look it up and I haven't found anything specific. So
Everyone's saying it's Peach, but I don't think it's
no,
Peach because
he doesn't look humanoid enough to be half Peach.
no, it doesn't. And then on top of that, when you play Yoshi Island, Baby Mario and Baby Luigi were dropped off by Stork.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
who knows?
And
Maybe
Charles is all of those too. So
that is so fun. I love that.
uh, yeah, so let's see who else. Iggy and I think a couple of the other Koopalings, they're American.
Magic
Yeah,
Koopa, the one that's always Bowser's little henchman.
yeah, not sure about that one.
Interesting.
Um, but yeah, it's pretty strange. I get the question a lot where people will ask me, "Do you know the Japanese Bowser?" And I'm like, "There is no Japanese Bowser.
So
It's me.
you are in the Japanese games too, huh?
I'm global Bowser."
That's amazing.
So
That is such like
yeah,
a wow.
it's a bit of a legacy. I'm like, okay, I guess I can croak because 100 years from now, somebody will Google Bowser, and my name and face is going to pop up. So
Someone
that'll be cool.
said Bowser adopted all his kids except Bowser Jr.
Exactly. Um, that's that's true. The Koopalings are basically adopted. Only Bowser Jr. is Bowser Jr. There are no other offspring from Bowser. So
I love fan lore. They're so fun. They just like dissect things and then just put everything together. Whenever we find out who the mother is, I want to know though.
you
Otherwise,
know,
we have to bring them to Jerry Springer or something.
if I
Not Jerry Springer, Maury.
all right,
Jerry's completely different.
oh my god, yeah.
I crack myself up.
Jerry, Jerry,
I think it'll be
Jerry,
funny though.
Jerry.
I
I
just
should look
made
it.
I just made a robot chicken episode in my head just now.
Okay, that's funny right there.
All right. Anyways, I see you have a whole collection behind you. You don't have to go through every single one of them because I bet it's like a nonstop collection. But what is one of your favorite possessions that's right behind you that we see from here?
Oh man. A lot of this stuff, uh well, about half of this stuff came from fans.
That's amazing. Wow,
Uh,
that's so cool.
you know, they'll bring me stuff at a con or whatever. And all of my amiibos, though, I bought myself. This is my favorite amiibo, the Skylanders Dark Bowser.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because he's black, it's just all like he looks badass. But the Hot Wheels, those are cool. Somebody made me this glass. I mean, I love this glass.
Oh, it's a Paper Mario Bowser.
And I somebody gave me a Bowser Uno card, which I just dropped, and you know, there's so many things that I have. That Bowser up in the top. Wait, yeah,
I
up
see it.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's 3D printed. The guy brought it to me and he's like, it's 137 pieces all glued together. And I was all like, wow. I go, I hope I can get it home in one piece.
And you did, so that's what matters. Don't touch it.
Somebody made me this and I got it home in one piece.
Oh, that's cool.
I know. It's like this big piece of hard foam with a, I don't even, if that styrofoam top with a rope fuse, and
That's so
and
cool.
yeah, I get all sorts of stuff. Some of my other favorite things are oh, these brass submarines that I have.
Ooh, that's different.
Uh, yeah, I served on board submarines in the 80s. And um, my father-in-law used to work at the shipyard in Bremerton, Washington. And he had a friend that would gather brass off of these specific classes of submarine and then mold them. And so the brass actually came from that class of submarine, not just random brass. So there's not one from the class of submarine I was on, but I have 3 other classes and they're submarines, and that's cool.
That is really cool. I love when if you see behind me, can you guess my favorite color and my oh, wrong camera. Can you guess my favorite animal and my favorite color?
Well, I can't because remember you told me I
Oh,
wouldn't be
you
able to
can't see me. I forgot. Oh man. Well, I love owls, so I have a whole collection of owl
Oh,
plushies.
see, my wife really loves owls too,
Yeah.
mostly because of Harry Potter. So
I love them because they're beautiful little creatures and they're full of wisdom. Someone said, "Who is your favorite?" Someone said it. Where is it? Oh, as a dad, who is your favorite Koopaling?
oh, I don't know. Uh, I don't even know their names.
Oh, you broke a lot of hearts.
This is the thing. This is going to be the shocker for a lot of these people is that I am not a Mario encyclopedia just because I've been the game voice of Bowser for 18 or 19 years. It's I don't pay attention to stuff like that. I'm old too. You looked at my image on the screen and went, what, you're like 45 or something. I'm like, no, I'll be 60.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
Hey. I was
insane.
using the image you sent
I
me,
mean,
okay?
this is well, and even that one,
Uh-huh.
that was only from like a year and a half ago.
Oh my, you look good for your age. Let me tell you that for sure.
This is what's waiting for me. It's a vulture
Why is it waiting for you?
because I'm 60.
Oh, got it. Oh, goodness gracious, went over my head.
And I also have, I've got a gargoyle from when I did Hunchback of Notre Dame. I used to do a lot of theater, like a lot.
I love that. Oh, someone's asking, wondering if you were able to get the new official licensed Lego Bowser.
I don't have one. And actually, nobody has brought me one to sign. And probably because it's kind of, most con goers, they want to spend their money on, the vendor floor, not $270 to, buy a Lego Bowser. But I'm intrigued. I think I could sit down and start building one. It's like 2,807 pieces. It's not the most complicated Lego in the world, but I might get one someday.
Yeah, someone said they used to be $90. LOL.
Oh, I don't know about that. I thought when it debuted it was like 250. So we're talking
Over
about
2,800 pieces, it
yeah, the
says.
2,807 pieces.
Hi,
There is a
Maxis.
there is a smaller one as far as I remember. So I don't know.
Oh, here's another question, but not Mario wise. any character that you would love to voice that you have not yet?
I would have loved to have been involved in Red Dead Redemption.
Oh,
Uh, I grew up in Deep East Texas, and uh, I think that it would have been so much fun. I actually know a bunch of the main characters, and those guys did uh, performance capture for that game. So they didn't just do the voiceover; they were actually in suits, with little
oh, the
white.
mocap suits.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, those things. Wow.
But with performance capture, a lot of the times they're delivering and recording their lines at the same time it's just like you're acting a movie. And it took them 5 years to do Red Dead 2. And well, I mean, from start to finish, not necessarily just the acting, but uh, I always thought that, I had the built-in accent to be able to do something in that game. I don't know what, but I think I could have done something.
Be a sheriff.
Oh, anything. I'd have taken anything. I'd have been the guy who pulls you off your horse and takes it from you. I don't care. I love that game.
I never
Red Dead.
played it. I never played Red Dead Redemption. Only games I played, Red Dead Redemption is not by Rockstar.
Yeah, it's Rockstar.
So yeah, the only games I played by Rockstar is currently I'm playing Bully, which I gave it a little break for now, and then GTA, and that's about it.
Yeah, no, that's one of their most successful titles. I mean, uh, Red Dead 2, I've played it through twice. There's 5 possible endings, and I've done 2. So the next time I play it all the way through, I need to be just a total jerk because I'm always too nice. Somebody's all like, "Could you help me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll help you." I've got Arthur going over there going, "Yes, ma'am, I'll help you." But instead, this time I need to be a complete jerk so that I get another ending. And all the endings are just they're crushing. It's such a well-made video game.
Somebody asked, "Would you stream your playthroughs?"
Yeah, yeah, I was fixing it. I'm like, I think my wife's watching TV, so I don't she's like, she's always bugging me because I have a racing rig that I built during COVID with triple screens and force,
What?
force feedback and all that jazz. And
Awesome.
and at one time I fully intended to be all like, all right, I'm just gonna start putting out videos of my iRacing adventures. And I'm so lazy, I just never got around to it. I think my YouTube channel has like almost 300 subscribers, and I never put out a video. So if I actually put videos out, that would just go, you know.
This could be your first video.
Well, yeah, I'm telling you.
When I send it to you.
I think the only videos on there that really got any attention were when I used to work for Suburban Propane, and I was setting a propane tank, and all I was doing was bitching and complaining and saying I'm going to quit. And yeah, and then I did wind up quitting. So,
Oh my.
mm,
Oh, someone said, what is some of your favorite roles you voice besides Bowser?
mm, everything anime, every bit of it. Uh, I describe anime as the Forrest Gump box of chocolates of voice acting because you never know what you're going to get. And it's true. I get an email from Crunchyroll and it will say, "Are you available on this date at this time to record this show with this director?" And sometimes I've never even heard of the show. So I go, "Sure, I'll be there." And you go in there and you go, "What am I doing?" And so the director tells you, and then you get to watch it, line by line that you're doing in the Japanese version first. So you have an idea of what you're doing. But I walk in there blind, and it is so much fun to actually not know what you're going to be doing, Um, other than that, uh, I still laugh at myself for some Spotify ads that I did one time for Post-it notes, these. And, you know, I mean, I was interrupting people's Spotify playlist to tell them about other uses for for Post-it notes. And I still laugh at that because people will ask me, what else have you done? And I go, well, I used to interrupt your Spotify playlist to tell you about Post-it notes. Here's use number 22, you can,
No, and it interrupts the music. Oof.
well, sure. I mean, you got to have ads, right? Unless you got to buy premium or,
Yeah, true. Have you ever did like an audiobook? And if you
I
did an
have done,
audiobook, would you?
I have done 4 audiobooks.
Okay.
That's how that's kind of how I got started
Ooh.
in this whole mess. Actually, though, I think I had already booked Bowser, but didn't know that anybody cared. So I started doing audiobooks on ACX, which is Amazon's audiobook realm, where
Yeah.
writers and readers and stuff get together and decide on who's going to get what money if it sells at all.
Super competitive, yeah. And
Sure.
they pick anyone, but you have to have like a really good like
I
fiction and stuff.
I did 2 books about a cat
Oh,
named his name is Windrusher. And so I did Windrusher, and then I did Windrusher 2, The Cave of Thohoth. And the guy wrote a 3rd book, but he never asked me to voice the 3rd book.
oh,
Um,
boo.
but I listen to it now and I go, I like parts of it, but now that I've had more experience doing a lot of other things, that I'm like, I think I could have done a better job, but it is what it is. And the 3rd title is a book called Oh Crapola. No, it's not called Oh Crapola. Uh
I thought
it's
it was.
no, 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 no. Uh it's called, oh man, come on. Now I'm like, here I am on the interwebs trying to remember. You got to realize this is like probably 6 or 8 years ago or something. And
So, tell you the truth, Crapola sounds like a really cool title. Let me tell you that.
Windrusher was the Windrusher series is really good. It's relatively kid friendly. I mean, there's
But
some parts in it that might actually kind of distress a really, really young kid.
oh,
Yeah, just because of, conflict and cats dying and stuff like that. But
play Stray, you might cry.
what was the name of it? The the what was the name of that song that guy did that I hated so much? Oh, you wouldn't know that.
What are you
The
trying to
Wi-
say?
oh, it's the Wicked Game. Yeah. What a wicked game we play. But anyway, the name of the book was The Wicked Game.
Oh, no.
And uh well, you wouldn't. Nobody does. Even though I did a really good job voicing all these characters, the author was so jazzed by what I did. He wanted me to voice another book, and I was all like, I don't want to do another audiobook, man.
So
Uh,
same by Blood Print.
now this guy's name is R.M. Smith,
Okay.
and the length of the book is only 3 hours and 33 minutes. And it's really good. You can get it for $13.
That's
on,
not
on
bad.
but yeah, I mean, it's only had 5 ratings, but it's still like 4.6. You know, so I don't know how many people bought it. Maybe 5. I don't know. But I was pleased with it. Sometimes I still listen to parts of it and just on a whim, and I'll be all like, you know what, I did a pretty good job on that. The 4th book was some book that, no offense to anybody who's not exactly from America, but somebody wrote a book about uh, starting up a food truck, business, and it was so badly written that I almost quit. I was like, I can't read this. It doesn't make any sense. And then I just went, you know what? I'm just going to start rewriting the lines that are so bad that I can't read them. And didn't even really tell them I was doing it. So I just kind of edited it as I went. And
Aw.
it sold, even though it was a very cheap book, it sold more copies than all the other books did. But it's awful. It's not a well-written book. It's very short, which it was more like a just an informational little kind of thing. But I would much rather people listen to The Wicked Game or Windrusher. Windrusher was a good book, especially if you like cats. This author puts you inside the head of cats and the way they operate and the way they work, even though it's complete fiction because nobody knows how a cat's head works. Not even not even cats, you know. But anyway,
Had to fix
well,
your camera a little bit because I want everyone to see your shirt. You have a Bowser on your shirt.
oh yeah, it's
Bowser with the
it's
chomp chomp.
yeah, he's walking it like
Oh,
a
he's
doll.
walking. That's so cute. How many Bowser shirts do you own?
I don't even know. More than fit me, because during COVID I expanded a bit, and so some of my shirts that were large or just XL, now I need 2X's. So I've gotten way bigger than I wanted to. So
It happened.
thanks for reminding me.
No, I wasn't reminding. Oh, really? I wanted to show the shirt. I
Oh
was wondering
yes,
how many shirts you have.
I kid.
We have a really good question here. This question is: if you ever have an opportunity to write and star your own video game, TV show, movie, what would it be?
Oh man, I don't know. I'm not.
Right in the spot.
I know, and I'm not actually really creative enough to write anything. I've always relied on other writers. Uh, I love acting, and I actually I'm kind of an armchair director, but at the same time, I still love taking direction. Um, Acting is so much easier if somebody just tells you what they want you to do.
I think
Uh,
so.
I think so. However, I may not agree with it, you know. Uh, and in the studio doing anime, I'm always armchair directing. Um, I'll watch the line in the J, and then immediately they flip it right back around, and I'm supposed to record the English line, and I'll go blah 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 blah, and then I'll go, that was too short. Guaranteed that was too short. You know, I'm looking through the glass going, it's too short. You know, the director, we usually get to the engineer and go, all right, well, yeah, we'll check it. And it's like, can you stretch that a little bit and shift it to the left a little bit? And then yeah, you're right. It's a little bit too short. Do it again, but stretch it just a teeny bit. Or they'll add a word in the script. We edit script on the fly. So but as far as doing something myself, I don't know. I've never had an idea uh, for a script of any kind, whether it would be theater or TV or anything. Games. I just I rely on the talents of others to help me along. So it was a really good question, though.
That was a really good question. Thank you, Wolf Moon Soul.
I have, at least along in the sort of the same kind of question vein, I have thought about writing a children's book before,
Oh,
but
that's fun.
never did. I was going to write it about my cat.
Oh,
Yeah, she's dead now, but
oh,
uh,
sorry to hear that.
well, they all have to die. But she used to like to hunt socks um, from upstairs. So she would bring socks down the stairs, and then if nobody was home, you come home and right near the front door, there's like 8 socks laying on the floor, and it was all from the kids' rooms upstairs. And she was so proud of herself for bringing us those socks. She went up there, she found them, she killed them, she brought them to us. So I wanted to write a book called, her name was Lily. I wanted to call it Lily Pot Pie, the Sock Hunter. But I just never finalized, an outline for it.
I
Other
think
things,
that's so cute.
other things happen and stuff. And yeah, she was the best cat ever. We lost her during COVID. She didn't have COVID, but I was like, I'm looking back here because there is a picture of her back there hidden in one of these alcoves, but I can't
Oh,
can't reach it.
it's okay. Everyone's saying precious kitty. Talk about
Uh,
cats. There was a game I was mentioning. Did you play Stray? Said you do have the
I
PS5.
did. I did. As soon as I saw it, I was all like, "Yep, I'm buying that."
It was fun. It was a fun game.
It was a little intense in places, with
I
all those
cried.
those pink things that run around. We called those piggies, even though they weren't pigs, but we just called them piggies.
They were like germs or something. It was a really
Oh, I
sad game.
hated those things.
Yeah, it was a easy.
It was a fun game though. I mean, you get to walk around and go, meow, meow.
And scratch. It's
Oh,
like
it was so great.
for a cat. It was
I'll
so fun.
probably I'll probably wind up playing through it again.
Hey,
Uh,
maybe you stream it.
it's, again with that.
I'm trying to plant a seed here. Is it working? You
I
are
don't know.
drinking some wine, so
I mean,
maybe.
I suppose that if I was to actually start not being lazy about it, then I might actually gather enough momentum to be monetized. But I'm so lazy. It's not
Oh,
like I can't use the money because I don't get residuals on video games. So
oh, gotcha.
I don't make nothing from video games.
What? Roxas, we already answered that question, and I don't think he wants to answer it again.
Was it about the movie?
Yeah, it was.
Um, I haven't seen it. I think Jack did okay, but no, I haven't seen it, and so I don't care.
Are you excited about the new Star Wars game coming out this weekend?
Oh, that's Jedi
Survivor?
Survivor.
This Friday.
Um, from I the one in that same series, the one that came out before,
Jedi Fallen Order?
I couldn't. I played it for a while and then I just dropped it because I hated the mechanics.
Oh,
Um, it just didn't do it for me.
yeah,
So,
they called it a Dark Souls Junior because it was basically had like the Dark Souls mechanics. I never played a Dark Souls game, but everyone told me I enjoy the game. I'm really excited.
well, from what I've read, and some of the, you know, uh, YouTubes and stuff that I've seen on the YouTubes, but apparently they've muchly improved the mechanics and the playability of it, and maybe even story wise, because God, that first one was just
It was rough, yeah. It was
yeah,
a little
I
it was very repetitive, if that's what you're saying. Like you
I
had to go back and forth.
I didn't like it. So I never even came, I probably didn't finish a quarter of it
Oh,
before I just went, nah.
I 100% it. I'm a fiend. I'm excited. I love
I
Star Wars.
just, oh, I do too. I just started, the Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
I have the PSVR 2.
Oh,
Um, and there's some parts in that, and I've only just barely gotten into it. But as soon as you wind up getting a blaster and you're in VR and you're able to, it's like the aiming mechanics on it are fairly precise. So you're like, and you're like, oh, that guy's down. And it's like, oh yeah. And then you're double wielding, and you're like, oh yeah. But I've got to change my settings because I think I need to teleport because just moving smooth just makes me go,
I can't play VR. I get really bad migraines, unfortunately. So
well,
I
and
envy people who could play it.
I have this Gizmotron that you put on your wrist, and it's like a TENS device that puts little electrical shocks into this nerve right here. And it actually sort of tells your brain to ignore the nausea. And it actually helps with VR a lot. Uh,
Wow.
they cost about, I don't know, you can go on Amazon. There's several different brands, but they cost about $100.
Hmm.
Um, and it's got like 5 different little shock levels. I do not like electrical shock. And so I put it on like 2. My wife's got hers on like 4.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm all like, mm-mm. Uh,
No, we're not getting that, Savantas. Cut it out. I can't play VR regardless because of
now,
my brain.
yeah. Oh God, I've suffered from migraines before, but
Yeah, I
it's
have
not
narcolepsy.
good.
I have
It's
narcolepsy, so it's like it's so bad. I
a
start
very long
seeing
time.
I start seeing double. I was playing what's that called? Beat Saber. My friend brought it over in my old place. I
Mhm.
only put the thing for 2 minutes. I had a migraine, and I slept for 2 days. I couldn't get out of bed. Felt so sick.
Yeah, you should probably stay away from
I
VR.
will. Thanks.
I mean, I only get minor nausea, so
Oh man. Oh, someone says, "What is your thoughts on Mario World and Universal?"
I haven't been there because I mean I live in the middle of Texas, but from what I have seen some videos because, like I said, I go down the YouTube rabbit hole all the time, and I've seen some videos that people have done pretty much from almost from start to finish, and it looks like an amazing little park. It's not huge. You wouldn't really expect it to be, but the experiences look like they're just dead on, especially with the kart race part, because people's videos on the kart race, you can't see what they're seeing because they're using augmented reality glasses, goggles. So they're seeing stuff that you can't see on their videos. So they're shooting at things and, blasting shells and all the stuff that doesn't show up in their videos, but it still looks incredible, and looks like a lot of fun. You get like these wristbands
Oh, the
and
things to play the games that interact with stuff.
yeah, I mean, every time you see this Mario medallion, no matter where it is, you put your wristband up to it and it goes like bling. And I don't know what you get for it, but apparently you build up these credits or something. And I don't know. And they have a restaurant and, all that jazz, but I'll go someday. My agent got me a, big old plush Bowser. It's about, I don't know, probably 14, 16 inches. I don't know. It's big.
Oh, don't forget, you gotta take a picture with it later. Post on social media.
He said that I need to take it with me to every convention I go to and take pictures.
Place it on the table and take pictures with it.
Yeah,
Oh,
but it's big, so I don't know.
I want it. Of course you do. Everyone's like, I want one in the chat.
I don't even carry something this small.
Is that the one that blows smoke?
No.
Oh, okay. There's one that blows smoke, put water in it or something, the new Bowser that they have.
This is just the old 6-inch rattly.
Oh, there you go. We heard your laugh. Yes.
And then I do have, well, I think this was a Happy Meal toy or something. Then
Oh, that's cute.
This one does shoot fire.
Be careful. Don't poke your eye.
Yeah, see, there's a little button on his butt, and when you push it, it goes. So I got that, but that's another thing that a fan gave me. They're always giving me all this stuff, and then they're like, "Yeah, take that home," and I'm all like, I don't have any more room for all this stuff.
You're gonna be running out of space soon.
Yeah. I get people give me wood coasters that they
That's cool.
laser burned or whatever, and
Paper Mario Bowser.
Actually, this guy gave me another one. I think it was square. So still smells like burnt wood. It's nice. And I have things that I haven't even signed or anything. These are hard to find.
What is this?
It's a 6x6. It's got a wood frame. It's canvas. And I've done a couple of these for a friend of mine where I colored them with paint pens and then signed them. So I'm all like going, man, I could take one of these to a convention, color it right in front of the fan, and probably get $100 for it, maybe 75, because it was colored by me. I don't know.
Or you could stream it live, color it, and auction it. Hi, everyone. Hi.
See? There you go. You're going to wind up being my business manager.
Let's go. I get to quit my call agent job. That sounds like fun.
Oh, no, I can't afford to pay you. So.
Oh, never mind that.
Yeah, never mind. Best Bowser hat ever. Probably.
Oh, that is cool. Oh, that's a cool hat.
One of my agents had 2 of these, put one on my table and said, sell it. And the other one's yours. And I was like, all right. And this is like really raised, because this in Japanese, this says Koopa.
Okay.
And it's, God, the embroidery on it is amazing. And it's an officially licensed hat, but
beautiful. I love hats.
Yeah, I mean, I threw one on my table.
And you sold it immediately?
It didn't take long. And I was like, what do you want me to sell it for? He goes, I don't know. Like, what, I can't remember if it was $60 or $70, and that included the autograph. So
okay,
that way he got his money back for the hat, and I made my autograph money, and so everybody was happy, and I was like, cool.
Yeah. Someone says, I'm 100% serious. If he paints it, I'll buy it.
Yeah. I have those, like I said, those things are getting hard to find. I have like 3 blank ones. My wife does a lot of knitting.
Oh.
And she does Harry Potter scarves that are really cool. She has done a Bowser scarf. I sold a Bowser scarf for $100 one time. I was like, this was hand knitted by Bowser's wife, and this guy goes, I want that. And I go, it's $100. He goes, yeah, I know, I want it.
Amazing.
That doesn't mean they all are, but if you're interested in the stuff that my wife makes, it's CJ's Custom Crafts on Instagram.
CJ's Custom Crafts?
CJ, yeah, CJ's Custom Crafts.
Let me put that on my chat and pin it.
Yeah, she does good work. She does a lot of crocheted stuff, and she's done a lot of custom things for people, because they'll be like, can you do one of those long-haired dachshunds? And she's like, on a scarf? I don't know. Let me check it out. And I know I sound like Butthead, but
I love it. You did. I was about to say that. I'm like, what?
it's all in the attitude. And Mike Judge, his vocal range fits right in my vocal range. I still make jokes of it because I worked for Suburban Propane as a service tech for 13 years. And all the time I'm still going, yep, I used to sell propane and propane accessories. I'll tell you what. Dang it, Bobby. And the thing is that Beavis and Butthead are the same guy.
Wait, it's the
So
same one?
oh, it's same, yeah, same actor, same guy. He invented all of it. He invented King of the Hill, and he invented Beavis and Butthead, and uh, and so Beavis. If you watch Beavis and Butthead, there's a guy named Mr. Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Anderson is exactly the same voice as Hank Hill. Only Mr. Anderson is
Wow.
older and he smokes cigarettes. But he does always have a beer in his hand. He's
It's
got a beer
true.
in his hand and a cigarette. And he's always puffing on his cigarette. And then he doesn't see very well. So he's always confused about those boys that are whacking in his camper or whatever. So, um, yeah, Beavis and Butthead. It's shut up, Beavis. It's like, it's just right there. You know, no, I don't want it. You know, doesn't matter. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to find your wife's Instagram. Find it. Oh, there it is. I found it. It's c.j.s underscore custom
Yeah,
underscore crafts.
I didn't know how she had it.
I found it.
Good. Oh, I should have just held up this card.
Mama Dream. The link might be broken. Yeah, I just found it on my thing. I'm typing it right now. See,
Yeah,
everyone.
she does really good work, and these scarves are like double knit. So, you know, one side is she's been doing Pokemon scarves and stuff. It's like crazy.
Aw,
And she usually writes the patterns all by herself. So
did that work?
that's why when people go, can you do like a corgi? She'll be all like, I don't know, let me check it out. I just did it again. I don't know. Let me check it out, stupid.
Someone's asking, how did you get into the character of Bowser? Did it just come natural, or was it just you had to plan it?
You mean as far as how I got the, can you ask them how I got the part?
No, not how did you get a part? How did you get into like that Bowser voice, the tone and all that?
Oh. Well, it started off with me being in the right place at the right time. And right after Super Mario Sunshine, they recast. And from what I've read on the interwebs, and we all know how reliable that is, they recast because Scott Burns, who was Bowser before me, he was union, and this is a non-union job. So
Oh,
yeah, so is anime. And so apparently what the internet says is that Scott got an ultimatum from SAG-AFTRA that said you need to leave the union or stop doing non-union work. And he was all like, I'll stay in the union. And when they recast, I actually got an audition, and the story that goes before that is even longer about why I even got the audition. I don't know if you want me to go back that far.
go right ahead. Let's go back.
Okay.
Back to the
All right,
beginning.
When I first decided to start doing voice acting, or at least try to, I built a website all the way back in 2000, 2001, something like that. And the internet was still slow. and I used Coffee Cup 9 to build this website, and I actually downloaded that copy of Coffee Cup 9 from Napster. That's how far back this is. And so I built this website, and I was like, all right, I'm on my way. I'm going to be a voice guy. So, yeah, well, I went and took a class at the University of Washington in Seattle. Wasn't a very long class, but I nailed it. I nailed everything. And the instructor guy was like, wow, man, I got no notes for you. And I was all like, cool.
You did it
And
again.
then he was all like, I do demos too. And I was like, okay, cool. I want to get a demo made. Now there's the right there. That moment in time is why I'm still sitting here. Because I had him do my demo. I put it on my little website and went on about my business. And I was doing a few one-liners kind of things for a guy in Canada that was doing answering machine kind of things. So he would want impersonations, like Shaggy and Scooby, like, hey, Shag, or hey, Scoob, answer the phone, man. And I'd be like, and stupid stuff like that. But because he was paying me, I'm now a professional voice actor. Well, working my regular job, um, my sir in this house, and I'm telling him about this guy paying me to do, like some New Yorker accent kind of things and stuff, or whatever he sends me, I try to do them, you know. And so she goes, "Oh, you're a voice actor?" And I go, "I'm trying." And she goes, the next thing out of her mouth was, "Do you have a demo?" So I was like, "Actually, I do." And if I didn't, like I said, I probably wouldn't be sitting here. It turned out she was a part-time producer at Bad Animal Studios in Seattle, which is the studio that Nintendo uses to record. So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's an awesome success story.
Well, I didn't even know that at the time. She just goes, "Oh, I'm a producer at Bad Animals," and I go, "Oh, I know Bad Animals because Bad Animals was actually built by Ann and Nancy Wilson from Heart." And I was all like, "Oh yeah, that's the studio that Ann and Nancy built." And then she's all like, "Well, they don't own it anymore, and now it's not used for music as much as it used to be, and blah blah blah." But they started sending me auditions, and I must have done 4 or 5 character auditions for Sly Cooper 3 and didn't get nothing. And I was like, "I thought I did a good job." And then I was like, "All right, I stink. I need more work, more practice," you know. And then, I don't know, wasn't too much longer before I get this email with an audition for Bowser. And they sent me Scott's script from Sunshine and his actual voice tracks, outtakes and all. And so I assumed that they wanted a voice match. And so I did my best Scott Burns, man. I was like, "Mario, how dare you disrupt my family vacation?" And nailed it, apparently, because a couple weeks later, I got an email that said, "You got the job." And I was like, "Wait, what?"
Let's go.
So, and I don't remember what the original question was now because I digressed so far, but uh, the end of the story basically is that if I hadn't been prepared for it, that it probably wouldn't have happened. Lots of people ask me about, you know, I I would like to be a voice actor. What should I do? First thing out of my face is, if you want to be a voice actor, first be an actor. And what I mean by that is do community theater, um, act wherever you can, because if you think, pardon me, if you think that doing voice acting is going to be easier than acting in front of a camera or acting on stage, you're probably completely wrong. It depends on your personality, but um, I've done, I didn't start acting until I was 40. Um,
Wow.
I know. Uh, I started acting on stage and trying to get voice work at about the same time. And I just was so, I was so bullheaded about it. I think I had seen a production of, uh, well, now I can't remember which it was, but what's that one with the people that did the thing? You know.
You said the people. There's so many people. So I'm like, what?
Um, oh, come on. It was Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, that's a good one. Yes.
Well, I had seen this community theater production. Actually, I had seen it on a big stage before, and then I saw this community theater production of it, and I was all like, I could do that. So I just bullheadedly went, I'm going to audition for a show, you know, and and it all happened all at about the same time. I started getting shows. I did, God, I must have done 25 stage productions in 10 or 11 years. That's 2 a year. That's a lot of memorization,
Oh yeah.
which for me is the worst part. I don't like rememorizing.
Rememorizing. I'm gonna start using that. Can I use that?
Yes, please. I do not like rememorizing, and it's God, I've been in so many things. The very first show I was in was Man of La Mancha,
That
and I
is
got
beautiful. Oh,
I got a chunky part. It wasn't Cervantes, but if I knew now then what I know now, uh, I would have tried to smoke him in the auditions because I think I was better. But uh, my very next show, the guy who played Cervantes was the musical director for Carousel. And I auditioned, I sang my scales and did all that stuff. And they went, we want to save a phone call. And I went, what are you talking about? They go, we want you to play Billy. And I was like, no. They were like, what? And I went, no. I go, this is my second show ever. I go, I'm not ready for that. Well, we think you are. And I went, I don't think so. And then they went, all right. And I went, okay, I'll do it.
you almost gave them a mild heart attack because they found
Yeah,
what they wanted.
yeah, and I mean, I've done British farces. I've done drama like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and
That's a
yeah, I was McMurphy. That was one of my biggest line loads ever. I thought I would never ever memorize that script. It came down to the last week before our final dress rehearsal before I had it memorized. I was freaking out. And I still don't remember what the original question was. Hopefully during all that I answered it, but
no. It was how you got into the Bowser voice and how you got you
oh,
you got
oh, oh. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, I can wrap that up then. because seriously, when I started recording for Bowser, I thought that they wanted me to be Scott Burns.
Mhm.
And when I got into the studio, the first thing that I recorded was for Strikers. And I was like, he doesn't talk. And they go, no, he doesn't talk. Bowser doesn't talk. And I go, well, I've heard him talk. And they're like, Bowser doesn't talk. So I already immediately started morphing it from sounding humanoid, you know, to I started just getting it as deep as I could and just rattling and that way they don't have to fiddle around with it quite as much. And then when they do, it sounds even huger. I mean, you know, he sounds enormous.
Yeah.
Um, but it all starts, you know, right there. And so I didn't really concentrate on it too much. It's just that as I went on doing the second session that I did was for Galaxy and Mario Kart Wii at the same time.
Ooh.
We recorded both games in the same session. So I was all like, all right, well, I'm morphing. You know, this is they're not going to let me talk. Then I need to have something that I can do that's going to be distinctive. So just started changing him, you know, to where it went from roar to roar. Other than that, I mean, I don't know how else to explain it, but I was conscious of the change, if that helps.
That helps a lot. What I was going to say is I love the fact that they don't reuse your voice. They actually have you record new things for each game. Is that what you're
Well,
saying?
well, there's no, there's plenty of times where they just use stuff that's in the can, but
Okay.
at least, you know, I can truthfully say that, yeah, I recorded every bit of it.
That's just so cool. That's a flex right there. Like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah. Um, I still get such a kick. I can't actually, you know, we were talking about the Switch earlier.
We were,
I was
yes.
I'm so close to the end of Odyssey that I really need to get back on it because people tell me that the end of that sounds so cool. And I'm like, all right, I need to go and listen to myself.
You gotta go listen to yourself.
Got to go and listen to myself. One of the coolest things was when I did Mario Kart Wii, like at my second recording session. And in Mario Kart Wii, if you win as Bowser, you know, he does that thing where all of the characters just let go of the steering wheel and kind of do this, you know. And they're celebrating and stuff, you know, but they're not even holding on to the wheel. And they were like, just give us a whole bunch of celebratory noises and sounds and stuff. And I was like, all right. And so I started doing the all that stuff. And I was running out of steam. I was all like, everything's starting to sound the same. And I just, on a whim, went,
Yeah, I heard that. I used to have that game for the Wii, so that's amazing. And they
it was
loved
an,
it, I bet. They
it was
love
an
it.
ad, it was an ad lib, and they used it. And the very first time that I knew that they used it was I was playing it at home. And I was like, get out of here. I could not believe it. I was like, that was just a throwaway. It was an ad lib. I ran out of stuff to do. And I just went, nah, 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 but as Bowser. And they wound up putting it in the game. And so forever, that stupid ad lib will be in the game, you know. It's awesome. I love it. I love that so
I
much.
think that's so fun. When it came to like the acting and the voice acting, how supportive was your family during the whole thing?
Well,
Since
the
you did
kids,
start doing it in an older age, but
Yeah, the kids, I mean, I have 2 step kids and 1 biological,
Oh,
and at the time, they were just like, "Whatever,
oh,
nobody cares," and it wasn't making me any money, so it wasn't really relevant, you know? It it was just it was like, "Alright, I'm the voice of Bowser," but we didn't really talk about it much. I had been before I started doing conventions, I had been the voice of Bowser for probably over 10 years, and nobody knew. I just went to my regular job. I would be laying on somebody's living room carpet fixing their gas fireplace, and I would see a Wii and go, "Oh, you guys have a Wii? Yeah, all my kids love that and stuff. Oh, yeah, they play Mario stuff, huh? Yeah." I go, "Well, I'm the voice of Bowser." And they're like, "Nuh-uh." And I'm like, "No, I am." And then so every once in a while, I would sign a jewel case, on the inside or something, uh, and those autographs, it's funny because those autographs don't look anything like my autograph now, but I think that if I saw it, I would know it was me, but, uh, yeah, I mean, we just at the time, it was just all about, well, I have to have a day job so that I can, buy food, so nobody really cared, and to this day, though, well, now my kids are all in their 20s. My son's 27, lives in Denver. Uh, my stepkids are both in their early 20s and still live in Washington State. But they occasionally, they tell people it's all like, "Oh yeah, my dad's Bowser," and they're like, "Get out," you know. So it's all like, "Yeah, look it up," look it up. If you put Kenny James into Google, I should pop up first now. It's for a long time.
let's test it
It,
out.
when I used to, if I typed it in, it would come up with Tom Kenny, but half the pictures would be Tom Kenny and half of them would be me. And now if you put Kenny James in, I should pop right up.
Yep, you pop
Because,
right up. The first thing
yeah,
pops up is you.
yeah, because I mean, we're talking about almost 2 decades.
Yeah,
You know, I'm somebody.
you're somebody.
I'm somebody.
Do you feel like the conventions helped you a lot to,
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah. Once I discovered the convention scene, then I was all like, all right, I can not necessarily worry about day job anymore. So
mhm,
so that's and I love it. I mean, I hate hotels and I hate getting on airplanes and all that jazz, but while I'm at the show, it's so much fun because you get literally hundreds of people coming up to your table that they're super thrilled just to be standing in front of you, you know?
I'll be one of them.
And it is so much fun. Uh, Absolutely love it. Uh, and besides the fact that, now finally, after all these years, I actually get to make a couple of bucks, from being this character. So anyway,
Someone's asking, have you got to talk with the voice of Mario, Charles Marinette?
Charles and I see each other at conventions.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you don't really hang out. You're just basically just
Well,
business mostly.
yeah, it's, he's got his table, I got my table, and sometimes I see him, sometimes I go months without seeing him. So he's very busy on the convention circuit though. I mean, that guy does like 24 shows a year. Uh I asked him one time, I said, "When do you ever go home?" And he's like, "Well, I'll do 3 shows sometimes and then go home for a week. Then I'll do a couple of shows and then go home for a week."
Wow,
I'm like, I don't do that many. It's
nonstop.
it's it is increasing. Um, my booking count is increasing all the time, and eventually, I mean, I'd be happy to have to put a limit on it, but at this point, I haven't. Sometimes I'll do 3 or 4 shows, 3 or 4 weekends in a row, which means I only get to come home for like 2 days and then I have to fly back out. So I'm even going to Brazil this year.
Oh, yeah, you're
So
telling me about Brazil. That sounds so fun.
yeah, I went to Chile last year. Um, but this Brazil trip, I mean, it's 10 hours in a direct flight, in a nonstop flight. So I'm like, whoa.
That is a long trip, but Brazil does sound like fun. But you do said you have conventions coming up. You want to tell us what
Oh,
conventions and where
yeah.
they are?
Well, I'm looking at my whiteboard. I have Fan Expo Dallas,
Okay.
uh, June 9th. And when I say June 9th, I mean, obviously it's more than one day, but the starting day is like
June
June
9th
9th.
to the 11th, probably.
Um, Southern Fried Gaming Expo. That's July 28th through 30th, and that's in Atlanta.
Oh, Georgia.
I,
Nice.
I haven't been to Atlanta in quite a while. Fan Expo Boston.
That's
Um,
okay.
that's August 4th. Fan Expo Chicago.
Okay.
That's August 10th. That's those three: Southern Fried Gaming Expo, and then Fan Expo Boston and Fan Expo Chicago. Those are all 3 weekends in a row.
Oof.
Um, then I go to Brazil in October. I have Torg Gaming Expo in Columbus, Ohio in November.
Ohio.
And tentatively, I have another show in Orlando. I was just at MegaCon like 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks ago. But somebody's looking to book me in there at July 15th, which is like the day after my birthday. And then a tentative show in Santa Clara, California, August 19th. And then my agent today said he might have another show for me on like July 8th. Where did he say that was?
Someone asked, would you be interested in being a guest at Saratoga Comic Con in Saratoga Springs, New York?
I'll go anywhere. All you got to do is, it's not up to me so much. It's up to the convention itself.
Mm-hmm.
So when people go, "Wow, we'd really love to have you out here," and I go, "Well, you have to get the convention.
Yeah, you
You
have to
need to,
request it.
yeah, you need to send them emails and or social media posts or comments and say we want Bowser." And same agent for me also has Peach and Toad, uh, Princess Rosalina. Like there's a whole handful of Mario characters that are in the same, uh, and it's celebworks with an X
That's so
.com.
cool.
Um, but yeah, you need to ping on the con, because then the con goes, oh wow, we have some interest. Let me get a hold of their agent, and because it's all about the agents and stuff. So I really don't have much say in it. They'll say, do you want to go here? And I'll be like, okay. And then next thing I know, I get a contract, and you know, contracts look like this. Celebworks, see?
Oh, so it works the X. Okay.
Yeah, X, yeah.
Got it. That's interesting. Someone's like, I actually had chickens in the past that were named Peach and Rosalina.
That's
I
cool.
have to say though, this has been super fun, and I am going to tell you that you were actually my last interview of April.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you're my last voice actor of April until I
It
get
is.
more voice actors.
Yeah, I just paid my rent, so I guess it is pretty much the end of April.
Rim shot.
Yeah, I uh I'd like to own a house again, but yeah. We sold the house in Washington when we moved here for me to do anime, and then the housing market just went stupid. So I'm not buying a house until a bubble bursts again.
Yeah, wait for it to crash again. Someone in the chat also said that they love your wife's scarves and that they want to purchase one.
Nice. All they got to do is DM her, and if she doesn't have one, she'll make it for you, and then you deal with that after that.
Yep, that you heard
Yeah,
that. So DM her and then tell her what you want. Even a Bowser scarf, she will make it.
even if it's not something that you
Here we
see a
go.
picture of, then she will do her best to come up with a decent pattern herself.
Those are her
And
Bowser scarves, everybody. Look at that. Fancy.
yeah, because I mean, it's a scarf. I mean, how much detail can you have without being a machine? These things are hand knitted.
Also, if he paints that 6x6 Savantes, leave him alone. I don't think he wants to paint. They're so bossy in the chat. It's so funny. Well,
Guys,
this is so fun, especially finding out that you were in a lot of Mario games. Been doing this for 19 years. You started this at 40, so any inspiration or a motto or advice you want to give to those out here who's watching or who would watch this pre-recorded?
just if you're really super young and you don't know what you're going to do, join the military for a couple of years.
What?
I know. I was in the military. I joined the Navy before I got out of high school. I did finish high school, but delayed entry program. I was so ready to leave that I was like, I'm joining now. And I did 6 years of submarine service back in the Cold War, 81 through 87.
Thank you for your service.
And well, I was damn glad to do it. I still look back at that and go, yep, I was damn glad to do it. Plus, being on submarines was really interesting. So fuck up.
You didn't catch it. You're good. You're good. You're good.
There's your edit.
It wasn't that bad.
That was only half a.
You
That
cut
was
it
only
off,
half.
so I don't think I have to edit it that much.
Yeah.
It'll give me more work.
I think I edited it myself.
I have a censor button. That
Yeah,
worked.
I look back at it and it was really strange to think about that. I used to be on submarines.
That's cool.
But as far as acting goes, like I said, community theater doesn't cost you anything except for transportation back and forth to rehearsal. Occasionally, maybe buying a piece of clothing for a costume piece. I've had my hair dyed before for parts, but it's the best thing about acting, I think, is live theater. Really, really, really think so. I do love voice acting. I love being in a booth, but I probably wouldn't be there if I hadn't started acting on stage. So that's some of my advice, kiddos. Take it or leave it.
That's good advice. And do you take any classes or anything, or do you just practice on your own using the good old YouTube?
I didn't have any training except for that little bit of voiceover training that I had for commercials that I shined in. And so naturally, because I was all like, wow, this guy's really impressed with me. So obviously I don't need that much work. Right until you fall on your face. But I also suggest that if you're going to look for coaching or you're going to look for somebody to produce a demo, do your research. And I know all you will, because all of us are very internet savvy now. There are tons and tons of people out there who will tell you up, down, sideways, crossways, circles, that they're the best coach ever, and they don't know nothing. They just want to take your money. So vet these people, don't just jump on the first coach that you find. Coaching on the internet is easy. Building a home studio really doesn't cost that much. Oh, I got a guy. There's a guy on YouTube that is he's a very, very successful voiceover guy, and he doesn't even do characters, but he has so much useful information on his YouTube channels and stuff. His name is, and I'm going to write it down because of the spelling, but
Fine. I'll type it in the chat also. I can check it out.
it's, this is, that's his name, Bill DeWeese. Is that focused?
Let me see. B-I-L. Yeah, I see it. Let me just write it
Yeah,
down.
it's DEWEES. Bill DeWeese. Another excellent source, and your watchers there probably know who this is.
Oh, you spelled that wrong.
The guy who is Klaus on American Dad, amongst a million other voices.
Mm-hmm.
D. Bradley Baker. He has a website called iwanttobeavoiceactor.com.
Okay.
That's literally the name of the site, www.iwanttobeavoiceactor.com. And he has a huge amount of information and resources on there. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, because he knows people want to do it, and so he built this really great website, and he's an amazing talent. I've come to think that I'm no slouch with the stuff that I do, but there are people over there in Hollywood that I'm still in awe of, especially when I meet them up close and personal. I'm just all like, what? I'm like, you're so damn good. And they're like me. They're all like, yeah, I do what I do.
Oh, I actually messaged Bill DeWeese. I think I'm gonna be interviewing him around November of this year.
God, that guy must make $300,000 a year.
He's a very busy guy too, for sure.
Commercials. Oh, he works all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
Enough that his daughter is on his payroll. She does all of his editing and email and all that stuff, and she's become a voice actor too. So, but yeah, Bill helped me get started without even really knowing that he did.
Oh.
Because I used to watch his videos constantly. Just advice videos about how you don't need to have a whisper room. You can all 4 of my audiobooks were recorded in a walk-in closet. So you can do it. All it takes is an iPad and a halfway decent microphone, and you're on your way. So.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely having a microphone. How much did it cost to make your demo? Since the ages change and the prices change.
Back then, it was overpriced, and I want to say that it was $300 and some, but it was also too long.
Oh.
It was kind of a mishmash of commercial stuff and character stuff, kind of all squished together.
Oh, you didn't separate it? Oof.
That's not how you do things these days. You need a 1-minute commercial demo. You need a 1-minute character demo, and they're short and to the point now. And so I think my character demo, still has bits and pieces from that original demo that are still poked in there. Because I was like, you know what, that voice still sounds pretty good. I'm gonna keep that. You're some old British colonel sounding guy and stuff, I wanted to keep that. Thank you. Sorry.
I love that. Thank you, Kenny. Any questions more before he goes? Because I know probably he was just probably maybe play more Hogwarts, as you were saying. You are loving the game.
Yeah, I need to actually too. I haven't eaten yet, so.
You need to eat. Stay hydrated.
Well, yeah. I mean, right now it's only. Oh, it's only
10:17.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm kind of a night owl, so if I eat late, it's fine.
I'm a night owl too. I can't eat late though, I guess.
Well, what I wind up doing is getting reflux, but, you know,
Oof.
as long as as long as I sit up for an hour or 2 after I eat, then I'm fine. So,
Yes. So please, chat, don't be shy. Any more questions? We have Kenny for a few more minutes because he needs to eat. Because we're always important. Always look out for hydration. if if Bowser had a speaking role, what would you want Bowser's first word to be?
uh,
Oh, PG, Kenny.
oh, man, I don't know, because like I said, I'm not a script writer. Um, I don't know, something stupid though, like, "Hey, it's me," but I won't say it because I don't wanna step on any Nintendos.
Nintendo's. I like that. You don't want to step on Nintendo's.
I made that up a few shows back, because people always they come up to the table and go, "Do you do recordings?" And I go, "Rarely." And they go, "Well, could you do a recording saying, you know, 'Hey, Bob, piss off,' or blah, 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 blah?" I go, "No." And they're like, "Aw." And I go, "I have to stay within the realm of the character. The character in the games does not speak clear English. That's in the movie." So, you know, I stick to that because and therefore I made up that phrase of I don't want to step on any Nintendos because they could easily just recast me just like when they recast Scott. So
Hmm. You have to own to it. You have to own and be the brand and
I'm
represent it.
yeah. So I don't tempt fate, but I get it. And you know, sometimes at my table, as long as I know nobody's recording something, I'll say something goofy, but not very often. I don't mind saying people's names, you know, but it's always surrounded by Bowserese because that's what Bowser sounds like. He's Kenny James. Yeah.
That
So
sounded great. The way you said your name. So yeah.
yeah, you just squish a name out. I was even told one of my old producers from my early days, he moved up on the Nintendo planet and he was like, if you say some kid's name at your table, you know, he goes, I don't think you're going to have lawyers knocking at your door. And I was like, well, I hope not.
Yeah, because Nintendo licensing everything. Well, everyone says sounds good. Awesome. Once again, Kenny James, follow him on Instagram. It's Kenny James Bowser. And then
Yeah.
also check out his wife's Instagram. It is pinned on the top. Check out those scarves.
Oh, nice. Thank you for pinning that. That's great.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I followed
She'll
her
be jazzed.
myself.
She'll be all like, wow, I got 3 more followers.
Like my mom on TikTok. I got these views.
Yeah, I
Uh
got I got 5 views.
Savanta says, I love this. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. It's
Omar said, love this. Meester says, PG, really? Of course, PG.
except for that one almost slipped.
It's okay. I have that.
I did drop an S bomb way earlier, but I
You
don't
said,
think that
holy. It's okay.
yeah. I mean, that's not so bad. I don't think that'll
Uh,
demonetize you, so.
no, you're good. Oh, you like I said, the other one was like,
Or you can always go in there and go, beep.
yeah, I have that. I
That's
could
what I
take out that
use
beep.
the Adobe Audition for.
I love Adobe Edition. I was about to ask you what you use, like
Yeah,
if you do record from home, do you prefer Adobe Edition or Audacity and why?
it's Audition because I don't know, because I'm used to it. Um, I have used, Audacity before, but, um, once I decided that I'll just ignore paying for Audition, so now it comes out of my PayPal and I don't pay any attention to it. So so I'm all like, oh, I have it available. So because I'm used to it. I love it. I'm very good at even finding tiny little mouth noises and getting rid of them.
Oh, it's so
So
good with that, especially like detecting that and everything. I love Audition.
yeah,
I
me
use
too.
it to export my vocals and then edit it in Premiere Pro when I edit videos for like TikTok or something.
Yeah, Premiere. It's what they wanted us to use when we were recording during COVID, and they wanted us to record from home, and it was a nightmare for me. And I just went, "Can I go to the studio?" And they were like, "What?" And I go, "I live 12 minutes from the Funimation studios." And they went, "Oh yeah, you could go to the studio." I was
yeah.
I don't want to record from home anymore, man. It's a pain in the butt. So
And you got to do all that technical work. Once again, Kenny James, enjoy your food. Thank you for spending time with us tonight. I'll make sure I'll email you this interview and you can use it for marketing purposes and stuff. Everyone says, thank you, Kenny, for this interview. It was awesome. Yeah, Kenny James, everybody.
Hope everybody enjoyed that.
I did. Bowser. We had Bowser here. Let's go. Let's add some applause. If it plays. My soundboard is not behaving today. There we go. I got it. It worked. It worked. Thank you, Kenny. You're an awesome person. Right. My mom says applause. So make sure to follow Kenny James once again on Instagram. Check out his wife pin Instagram. And good night until next time for the interviews here on Twitch.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.